the beauty of desk hire is your choice. It's all up to you of how you manage that. It's your dedicated desk.
Yeah.
You're coming in to work and that's your workspace. There are no other distractions or home distractions in that way. You can sit and then plough through. And I think we've seen it best with people that have desk hire on a regular with us. And they're like, this is my one day where I sit and I just have my admin day, and they power through their to-do list. And they're like, this has been on my list for age. I've just had chance to...
Absolutely fresh what they needed to do. Felt super productive, had that community element, and just been a great experience.
Hi and welcome to the Small Business Podcast for small businesses, where everything we talk about is to help out your small business. And Liam and I are here today to talk about co-working and desk hire.
Absolutely.
Which is a bit of a full circle moment for me, because I first started out nearly 5 years ago when I took on the office in Long Melford. And the idea was for co-working and desk hire, which was perfect. And I thought, yep, we're just out of COVID. Everyone's working from home, but they'll want to come out. They'll want a desk hire. And it did. It worked, but it soon didn't become the bread and butter of the office, which, what is it? Failure is first attempt in learning.
Yeah.
So it didn't fail because it was a successful business. However, co-working and desk hire kind of fell by the wayside, because there's some pros and cons to desk hire and co-working, which we'll come on to. But ultimately, one of the cons is, which we didn't anticipate, was because of the footfall and people coming in. Now, I had to close that office because the footfall was too high, which sounds a bit, my diamond shoes are too tight. But it wasn't the right footfall and what I wanted the business to be. So subsequently, we've then moved, and we've moved again, and we've now got a dedicated desk hire area, which is absolutely perfect from what I understand and from what I knew that would work and didn't work. We've got some really, really cool desks. We've got standing desks, we've got some seated desks, we've got desks where we've had accountants in before and they can spread all the work across the desk. We've got people that just need enough space to put their laptop. So we've created this area purely to bring businesses in and we've got a separate area for workshops and training and courses. However, the dedicated desk hire area is exactly that. And I think, well, we've been working in it this morning, haven't we, together, and it's worked really well.
Yeah. You've had a client in and had a client conversation. I've been doing some audio editing. Then I've had some phone calls and stuff. And yeah, I think for me, like, I wasn't really too familiar with co-working. I knew the principle, having worked in like a corporate environment before, and we've had kind of co-working areas, but I never knew the title. So it was interesting, like when we first met and first come into the original breakout office, kind of seeing how that works. But I think the overwhelming feedback that we get from people is about the community, and people love to come in to do co-working with us because not necessarily of the environment, it's professional. They've got that ability to focus and to really kind of get some productive work. Coming back to that point in a second, but like, I think from my experience, I worked at home like probably 3 or 4 years before COVID kicked off. So I've been working from home for a long time, but for me, the challenge is always that productivity, because there's always a little job you can do, or somebody knows that you're working at home and, oh, can you just come and do this? Or can I just ask you to do that? The distractions are there, and God love them, your family are there and they're fantastic, but they can't help but get excited and come and ask you something, or just want to catch your opinion. And if you're trying to really focus on something, it is that distraction piece that I found. And I think that co-working just kind of allows you to remove yourself from that environment.
And I think the boundaries are blurred as well, because the reason I first set up and wanted to do a co-working space was because all throughout COVID, I had a desk in our spare room, but it was proper blurred. So I'd put my daughter to bed and then I'd get back on and work, and home and work just completely merged into one, and you didn't get that defined okay, I'm working now. Because I'd sit there, get some work done, and it'd be like, oh, I see what's in the fridge. Oh, the washing machine's just finished. Oh, I'll just do this. Or because my husband's gas and plumbing engineer, parcel force are at our door about 10 times a day. So you're up and down and up and down. And there was you couldn't sit and proper dedicate your time
Like
to
productive time
exactly that.
of I'm here to work.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's I do work at home still, but sometimes I just need to come in to almost trick my brain into that I'm at work now.
Yeah.
And this is where, I don't associate here with relaxing or kind of watching telly and things like that, which are often things that kind of will sneak into the background. I'll put it on for backgrounds. I put it on to be in the background, and then you find yourself watching it.
Yeah.
Or I'll just put the washing on because I can, and I feel like I'm being productive, but then it's just
it's counteractive.
the distraction, isn't it? So yeah.
And I think I had a call a couple of months ago, and because in between times I was doing a lot more at home, and I had a call. It was 3:00. Luckily, it was someone I knew quite well. And 3:20, I'm sat there on the call chatting away, and my daughter and my husband appear at the door, and I'm like, chatting, and he's like, it's obvious I'm chatting. Like, this is like a work call, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, I'm gonna have to pause this call. Are you all right? Yeah, can we just ask? she she on the call, she was like, does that happen a lot? I'm like, yeah, all the time. And it's just that it's their boundaries as well. So yes, the door was open, and yes, I friendly chat to everyone, so you don't know if it's a proper business call.
Yeah.
But if you're in the background and trying to get out to the call of like putting your hand up and going, no, stop, no, stop, no. So
you're not paying attention. You become professional.
Yeah, exactly that.
And and similarly, like on the flip side, you wouldn't turn up with your daughter to your husband's plumbing job and be out. Can I just ask? Yes, it's kind of like,
what's for dinner tonight?
It provides that barrier for both parties, doesn't it? Because it is difficult for like other people to adjust in that scenario. But I think the other thing that I would say was like a huge benefit for kind of co-working is having become like an independent solopreneur or business owner, small business owner. Sometimes it's tough when you just sat there on your own and you just want to ask somebody like, has anyone else had this experience, or vent, or
does this sound all right? Can I just read this caption to you?
Like, have I misread this? Or, I want to send this email to somebody and I just want to check that, just to get a sense check, or this colour or this colour. Like, those little questions are often ones that, like, if you're on your own, AI is great, but like, you just need another opinion, don't you? Another somebody to bounce things off of.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. Like, quite often that happens, people get their heads down and work, but then somebody has this little moment of, can I just ask everyone this thing that I need some kind of input for?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's that community we've created, and that, I suppose, Breakout 1.0, shall we say, that was how it evolved in from co-working and desk hire and networking to then find out that, so we had Lou from Toodle Pippins, and then we're like, oh, what do you do? Talk a bit more. And then subsequently we've sent her hundreds of clients because we know how she works. We know she's great quality. Her customer service is amazing, and we've got that relationship with her. And that was born out of having that network and co-working and desk hire.
And you wouldn't have necessarily built that or kind of, Lou does so many fantastic different projects, but I wouldn't have known that if I'd have only met her at networking, or if I'd just followed her page. Like, I know like several different avenues that she can take the design works that she does now, all because like she happened to have mentioned it in, whilst we're getting a cup of tea or not. So
completely.
Yeah.
And I think it's then that you can choose in co-working and desk hire, and the way we've got it set up today, or not today now, is like what we had today, is that you're sat there with your headphones on, doing your audio editing. I'm sat there chatting to someone. It's not. It's like working in an open plan busy office again, which is lovely because you can choose to tune out of that and sit with your headphones on, or you can choose to, as you say, ask someone for help or join in the conversation. You just don't have that loneliness of kind of not knowing, have you got anyone to speak to? Because I think sometimes when you work from home, you could get up and not speak to, if you live alone, you won't speak to anyone all day.
My wife used to laugh at me because, like, when I was working at home, like 99% of the time, through my previous role, I would say, right, I'm going to go do the shopping. She's like, why aren't we doing it online? Like, why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I need to go and speak to someone physically.
Need to see people.
Although I would have calls with people,
Yeah.
it's not the same kind of environment. And I used to work for a training provider, and the one request we get, like, we do all these amazing online resources, which were fantastic. But when we would get the feedback forms through, people would just be craving that in-person activity. And I think that, it's even if you got a team member, we've had some people come to Desk High where it's been a colleague, they're both coming up at the same time, so they could sit together for a day or a couple of days a week or a month, something like that. And it's just that bonds that you can then build and
going out for lunch together, sharing your desk snacks.
Yeah, because like, if you think about it, if you're on a Teams call or a Zoom call with a client or with a colleague, you end the call, you'll both go and do your separate things, but you don't get that little, oh, so what was your weekend?
Yeah, it's not the small talk, and it's not what creates, and as human beings, we crave that, don't we? We need that little chat and anecdotes and conversation. And I think that's the beauty of Desk Hire is you can, as you say, we had people in that they work from home, so they don't get to see each other like that. So they chose once a week to, okay, I'm going to have that day together and it'll work. But also, you can choose who you do that with, which you can't always choose that in an office. Sometimes I remember I've had sat next to some people and it's like, oh, but also, you're working on your own. So if you want to come in and stick your headphones on and crack on with something or sit on a call, that's fine. That just works, doesn't it? So it's your choice. It's all up to you of how you manage that.
Absolutely. And I know we've talked a lot about the community and the kind of dipping in and out of conversations. Like, I'd add the caveat that it isn't for just socialising, though. Because I think some people might get confused with thinking that, oh, I'm going to go there and somebody's just going to talk to me all day. It's not for that. And we do explain that when we're kind of showing people around. It is a productive space, and it's not just come in and sip coffee and gossip all day or tell jokes and things like that. It's
your dedicated desk. You're coming in to work and that's your workspace. There are no other distractions or home distractions in that way. And you can sit and then plough through. And I think we've seen it best with people that have come in and they're like, oh, I'm desk hire. Are they desk hire on a regular with us? And they're like, this is my one day where I sit and I just have my admin day, and they power through their to-do list. And they're like, this has been on my list for age. I've just had chance to
absolutely smash what they need. You felt super productive, had that community element, and just been a great experience. And I think that's the key.
Yes,
is that it is super productive, and you got that more professional environment. The other kind of benefit is that if you have clients that you perhaps want to have that one-to-one meeting with, it's ideal for that as well. Somewhere you can invite them to, rather than if you're working at home, having to invite them into your home or go into a busy coffee shop when there's even more distraction and noise.
Screaming kids.
Yeah. All that.
Tries that, doesn't work. Does not work for me. But also it's that, I know I've had the conversation with people about they go to coffee shops because of the cost and their desk hire cost. And I completely get that. However, by the time you've gone into Costa and bought 2 or 3 things, you're well over a tenner anyway.
Yeah.
But it's also that you've got the noise, you've got the dynamics. It's not an office environment. And I think being on the estate we're now on, in terms of the business estate, it's kind of that step from working from home to then working in a desk environment to then, do you know what, I actually need my own office now. And then you can have your own office. That's a possibility on this side.
It's a great stepping stone, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's
without that financial.
Yeah, because you just turn up and pay as you go. It's not I've got to pay a deposit for that desk. Or we have got someone who's like, no, I want a dedicated desk that's mine. If I choose to be there, that's great. If I don't, it's great, but I want to pay for it. So it's all that, it's completely on your terms and for what you need it for as well. And if it's to have the most productive day in the world for 25 quid, then Jesus, that's like the best 25 quid you're gonna spend on your business and invest in yourself as well and invest in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing is that it's just that ability for you to still have, it's flexibility at the end of the day. Like, you make it work to however you want it to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I must admit, I love co-working. I love the vehicle that we get in. And yeah, if it is something that you're thinking about, then just get in touch and we'll help you out with booking some time.
Yeah, definitely. As I say, we've got it's flexibility of coming in for a day, coming in once a week, coming in, having your own desk of every single month with a lockable drawer for all your stuff. It's just everything in between. And to know that you can turn up, set your laptop out, attach it to your screen if you want the screen, and that's it, your desk done. There's no, what am I going to do? There's parking on site, there's Wi-Fi, it's everything you need, there's coffee. It's just for sit down, set up and crack on. And that's, I think, the efficiency of it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Keeps everyone accountable to get what they need to do done, but equally just gives people a home.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
So yeah, if you know someone who's struggling, especially if they're struggling at home, I think, because it is that almost it's a problem before you know it's a problem and you're aware of it, because you've just slowly got used to those distractions and how much work you are getting done or less work you're getting done because of those. So yeah, get in touch, and as always, share this episode with someone you might know, and like and subscribe, because this is a small business podcast for small businesses. And if we can help just one, that will make a world of difference to us. So thanks for listening.